Surprise! Happy 4th of July. Welcome to an impromptu episode of the Courtroom Files Live. It turns out that they never sleep in Miami-Dade. They're doing first appearances, so I thought we could spend a little bit of time together this morning. But I'm not getting fancy about it. I haven't even turned on the studio lights. I'm in some of my worst clothing. Who cares? Let's have some fun.
They hold. However, based on the testimony of Detective Gamundi, the court is going to enter an elevated bond in this case. The court is going to enter bond on this case of $2,000 plus the stay away order. The court is going to go ahead and sign the stay away order. This is as to the FIU campus at 3000 Northeast 151st Street. Is that correct?
Correct. And also the one on the South Campus on 11200 Northwest 8th Street. He's been trespassed from all campuses.
Okay. The case before me, though, is with regards to the one on North Campus, right?
Yes, Your Honor, because on cameras, every time they see him on the South Campus, they'll catch him right away. So he's going now to the North Campus.
And Judge, just for the record, I would object to the elevated bond as the state has requested a $500 standard bond. I would agree with the state that that is sufficient and he should be given a $500 standard bond. And he also has the hold anyway. I understand that, which is another reason why it shouldn't be elevated because he does have a hold anyway. So it should be the $500.
Okay, respectfully, counsel, the court does have discretion to enter an elevated bond. The fact that he is out on pretrial release on a felony case and has committed a new law violation for which this court has found PC, the court in its discretion can impose an elevated bond. And in addition, taking into account the testimony of the detective from FIU police. So the court is going to, over your objection, enter bond in the amount of $2,000. You will be before the felony judge on this case, and the court is entering the stay away order at this time as regards to FIU campus at the address on the arrest form. Detective, I understand from what you're telling me that the court, that some other judges is looking into an all-encompassing stay away order. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to leave. Who is the judge that's doing that?
I don't recall. This was around last time he got arrested. I showed up in Zoom as well, and the judge said that they'll be granting one.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it then with that judge right now. He is has to appear before the felony judge. He's being held no bond on the felony case. It's a felony hold right now on
Thank you.
On the felony case. There's a felony hold and there's bond in the amount of $2,000 plus the stay away order. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir, for appearing today.
Thank you.
Mr. Mons, please stay in touch with your attorney, sir. Have a good day. Okay, Millie? Where do I have to write the amount or you do?
No, you write it down.
Okay. I'm entering a felony hold. I don't know if there's any paperwork I need to fill out for that, but okay. So felony hold on F25, and then in this case, it's $2,000. Right? But Miss, do you need my stamp on this?
Yeah.
If I'm missing anything, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go in order. Courtney McNeil. Counsel, is that Ms. McNeil?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. McNeil.
Hello, good morning.
All right, Ms. McNeil, I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you for purposes of this hearing.
Okay.
The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and finds probable cause for your arrest.
She got $39.
State what is the bond amount that you're asking for.
This would be requesting the standard bond, which is $150, but this year the state does have a standard.
Okay,
I'm sorry, we really can't hear the state. I don't know if she's talking into the mic.
all right, she said that she was asking for standard bond for the petty theft charge. I believe she said 150, is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so
Your Honor,
standard
if I may.
dollars plus a stay away order from the target located at 1045 5th Street in Miami Beach, 33139.
Your Honor, if I may, Ms. McNeil has no priors. She does have an address, some places she can stay. She's not a flight risk. And given she has no priors here in Miami-Dade that I can see, I would be asking for ROR, if not at least pretrial services, with an address that she has with an alternate bond of 150.
She has no prior state?
One moment, Your Honor. No, Your Honor, the defendant does not have priors.
Do you have any objection to pretrial services with alternate bond being 150?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so on count, well, it's only one count. On count one, the court is going to allow for pretrial services, alternate bond, $150. And there's going to be a stay away order from the target on Miami Beach at 1045 5th Street. Ms. McNeil, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Please stay in touch with your attorney, ma'am. Also? Oh, I apologize. Okay. Thank you. All right, next case is Emily Million.
She's a bond out, Your Honor.
Bonded out already?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so nothing to do. Chandra Collins?
Your Honor, Miss Collins has a new felony. It's a cocaine possession. She will be on your bond hearing calendar.
Okay.
Addressing the traffic bench warrant, the DWS.
Yes, I see that here. Okay, there's a bench warrant that issued back on April 2nd of 2024 for $3,500. Okay, and she is before the court now? Miss Collins?
Here. She's at the podium, Your Honor.
The court is going to keep the bond in the amount of $3,500. Where do I write that out? Okay, I'm gonna keep the bond that was issued of 3,500. And that's before Judge Alverzine on the traffic citation. And then she'll be back for the felony case, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, anything further then?
We assigned on this case, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. The PD is going to be appointed.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you. Here. Thank you. All right, next case I have is Alan Gask.
Your Honor, the next one is Sean Mitchell.
Okay, oh, I apologize, Sean Mitchell, you're correct.
Your Honor, Joanne Hennessy for the City of Miami Beach.
All right. All right, good morning, Mr. Mitchell. All right, the court is appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. And the court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Hennessy?
Your Honor, we would ask for an elevated bond. This is, Mr. Mitchell has multiple priors from 2025, including some late in 2024. And anyway, I'd ask for an elevated bond of $300.
Okay, what is standard bond?
150.
Okay,
Judge, if I may, I understand the arrest form says that Mr. Mitchell said no to shelter, but he then said yes. I think he misunderstood the officers and they didn't provide him with that shelter
Your Honor, if
required.
I can respond, I'm sorry. It looks from the A form as if he was approached by the homeless task force and offered shelter, and also it indicates on the that he did decline the offer, which is all we're required to do as the city under the ordinance. It was only upon noticing that there was law enforcement officers present that he seemed to change his mind. So he was offered, he declined, and the arrest was made.
okay, the court is going to enter bond in the amount of $300. Is there a stay away order or anything that the court needs to sign or no, Ms. Hennessy?
Your Honor, if the state could help me out with a stay away order, it's 1000 Lincoln Road. It's basically at Lincoln and Michigan Avenue.
1000 block of Lincoln Road, okay, corner of Michigan Avenue and Lincoln Road, correct?
Yes,
All right, I will go ahead and sign that order.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next case is Alan Matthew Gask. Mr. Gask, please step forward.
We're waiting for him to be brought into the room.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, good morning, Mr. Gask. Okay, good morning, sir. The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you for purposes of this hearing. All right, the court has reviewed the arrest form in your case, sir, and the court finds probable cause for your arrest. State, what are you asking for in terms of bond?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting the standard bond in this case, which is $500, and the state is also turning over now a stay away order.
Does he
Judge,
have-
if I may. Mr. Gask has very few priors.
Grand theft conviction from 2022, a withhold on a threatening an officer from 2019, and another conviction for a felony resisting an officer with violence.
And Judge, if I may, Mr. Gask cannot afford that bond, which is tantamount to no bond at all. I'd be asking for a TAP, the alternative program, so that they can find him a shelter placement and special set date on the homeless calendar.
Okay. I'm not going to release him on his own cognizance, so. The court is going to, what was the amount, state?
500, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is going to enter bond in the amount of 500. Any modifications can be placed before the county court judge. And there's going to be a stay away order from Havana, 1957, which is located at 819 Lincoln Road, Miami Beach, 33139. Next case is William Watson.
Your Honor, this is Dwayne Hennessy. I'm just announcing my appearance for the city of Miami Beach. This is the state's case at this time.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hennessy. All right, Mr. Watson, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, sir. The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you for purposes of this hearing. The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for the arrest. State, what is the bond amount that you're asking for?
The state would be requesting the standard bond on the drug paraphernalia charge, which would be $500. On the resisting officer without violence, the state will be requesting the standard bond of 500, and then for the camping prohibited charge, the state would be asking the standard bond of 150.
Okay, and are you also seeking a stay away order on count 3? Which has to do with the location of 1000 block of Lincoln Road, corner of Lincoln and Michigan?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Judge, I would be asking for the alternative program. Mr. Watson would require shelter and cannot afford the standard bonds, which is tantamount to no bond at all. So we'd be asking for the alternative program.
Does he have a prior record, state?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant does have a long list of priors.
Okay. All right, respectfully, counsel, the court is going to enter bond in the amount of $500 on count 1, $500 on count 2, and $150 on count 3 with a stay away order as to the park, which is located on the 1000 block of Lincoln Road, corner of Lincoln and Michigan Avenue. Next, thank you, Mr. Watson. Please stay in touch with your attorney, sir. All right, next case is Digiani Harold, B2514123.
Yes, he's present.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. For purposes of this hearing, the court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes.
The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for your arrest.
Your Honor, I do have a probable cause argument.
Okay, go ahead.
As listed in the arrest form, it says that the females, I guess, co-defendants, vaginal area and breasts were exposed. There's no indication that there was any indecent exposure on behalf of Mr. Harold. And so I would argue that there is no probable cause for a charge of indecent exposure. He should be released outright.
State, do you have an argument regarding probable cause response?
One moment, Your Honor.
So Mr. Harold has no priors.
Your Honor, the state would argue that there was probable cause because
Okay, I have, what is the basis for the probable cause? As I'm reviewing the form again.
Your Honor, the state would argue that the defendant and the female in question were acting in concert.
Upon further review of the arrest form, I'm looking, there is no probable cause for the arrest for indecent exposure. The exposure was the female was the one who was exposing herself. There was contact by Mr. Digiani, but not, he himself was not engaged in indecent exposure based on my review. So I'm going to release him outright. All right, thank you. Next case is Santiago Garcia Hernandez. That is one of the Miami Beach cases.
Well, the next contestant comes up. Good morning once again. Happy 4th of July to all of you out there. Just to be clear, this is very impromptu. This is the only court I can find that's actually doing anything this morning, so I thought we'd just spend some time together. I've got an eye on Colorado because sometimes they'll pop up with bond hearings and whatnot, but we'll ride this for a while, see what happens. No guarantees on how long we'll be here. Just thought we'd have some fun.
The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case. And the court does find probable cause for the arrest. Ms. Hennessy, what is the position on bond?
Your Honor, we'd ask for a standard bond in this case. Mr. Hernandez does have prior adjudications this year.
Okay, what is the standard bond? 150?
150.
All right. Okay, Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to enter bond in the amount of 150. And there's going to be a stay away order, sir, from the location. If the state can assist with this order. For Mr. Santiago Garcia Hernandez, the location is the 500 block of Washington Avenue.
Judge, I would be just asking for the alternative program TAP, given that Mr. Hernandez cannot afford the standard bond and would require shelter placement.
Okay. Does have priors, counsel, and he was offered housing. Was offered assistance, which he the court is going to enter standard bond in the amount of $150 and will enter a stay away order from the location.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The 500 block of Washington.
Bond 150, Your Honor, for Mr. Hernandez.
150, yes. Okay, next case is Nathaniel Mathis.
Honor, Mr. Mathis is a violent felony offender special concern.
Thank you. And good morning, Mr. Mathis.
Good morning. I'm sorry.
Okay, sir, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Thank you.
The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for your arrest. State, what are you asking for in terms of bond for Mr. Mathis? And corrections, I believe, was the one who made a note that he is a violent felony offender of special concern.
Your Honor, the state would be requesting no bond considering the violent felony offender with special concern comment, and the state would also be submitting now a stay away order from Home Depot.
Okay. All right, the court, based on Mr. Mathis's status due to his criminal record being designated as a violent felony offender of special concern, the court is going to hold him no bond at this time. And there will be a stay away order from Home Depot located at 12055 Biscayne Boulevard, North Miami, 33181. Any modifications can be made before the division judge.
Right, just for the record, I would like to argue against holding him no bond. If that indication, the violent offender is from, I believe, a very old case, 2009, I believe. This is a non-violent offense. It's a misdemeanor in the second degree. A standard bond is adequate, and he should be given a standard bond, not held no bond on a second degree misdemeanor.
Your Honor, the defendant does have multiple felony convictions. He has a third-degree felony of robbery, a third-degree felony of fleeing and eluding. Probation has been revoked for this defendant. There's been actually 3 separate instances where probation was revoked on felony charges.
All from over 15 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, in 2021, there was a case closed. However, he was did have a third-degree felony of stolen property, grand theft.
It was no pros.
I was in prison.
Okay. This time, the court is just going to hold him no bond. Any modifications based on his BPOS status as required by law, and any modifications to that can be made before the division judge in writing. Thank you.
So Your Honor, this case, the petty theft is going to be no bond?
That is correct.
Thank you.
All right, next case is Malcolm Cooper.
Your Honor, Joanne Hennessy for the city of Miami Beach.
Your Honor, and Mr. Cooper has a new felony. It's a battery by detainee. He's going to be on your bond hearing calendar.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Cooper, good morning, sir. Mr. Cooper, please step forward.
He's being brought in.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Cooper, stand there, face the camera.
All right, good morning, Mr. Cooper.
Good morning.
The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir.
Okay.
The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case. And the court does find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Hennessy, what are you asking for in terms of bond?
Your Honor, I'd ask for an elevated bond of $300. Mr. Cooper does have recent adjudication of battery in November, plus several, or 2 adjudications in 2025. Not of battery, but other a petty theft and also disorderly conduct and breach of the peace.
Okay, and is standard bond in this case 150?
150 it is, standard.
If I may, I would argue against an elevated bond. This is an ordinance of smoking on a prohibited area in Miami Beach. It's not a violent offense. Standard bond is sufficient. It's not a danger to the community, and he's not a flight risk.
The court is going to enter bond in the amount of court is going to enter bond in the amount of 150. In touch with your attorney, Mr. Cooper.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Hennessy. Next case, Irving Castillo. I'm sorry, bonded out. Okay. Next case, Elliot Prosser. This one's.
And Your Honor, the defendant we just covered, the Castillo, the state does have a stay.
Okay, he bonded out. Mr. Prosser. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Your Honor.
Let me see, I don't have the A form for Mr. Prosser. Do you have an A form for Mr. Prosser? Did I hand it to you by accident or? Oh, okay. All right, good morning, Mr. Prosser. The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you for purposes of this hearing. Okay, the court has reviewed the arrest form, sir. The court does find probable cause for your arrest. State, what are you asking for in terms of priors? In terms of bond, I'm sorry.
The state would be asking for, excuse me, the state would be asking for an elevated bond. So the standard bond is of $500. We'd be asking for 700. The defendant does have convictions from 2025, disorderly conduct. Also in 2025, he was convicted of fire alarm, a false fire alarm, a withhold on a petty theft in 2023, and another withhold on a felony grand theft in 2023.
Argue against an elevated bond. Those priors that the state just read are his only priors. It's a very small list, and this is a nonviolent offense. He's not a danger to the community, and so I think a standard bond is sufficient.
That's up to you.
The court is going to enter bond in the amount of 700. Mr. Prosser, please stay in touch with your attorney, okay? Is there a stay away order at all from the location or no?
Your Honor, the state will be filling one out right now for that
Okay,
case.
there will be a stay away order from Burgers and Shakes at 7405 Collins Avenue in Miami Beach, Florida. Next case I have is David Elosua. Okay, Mr. Elosua, the court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir, for purposes of this hearing.
Okay.
The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for your arrest. State what
Judge,
in terms of
Judge, I
bond.
do have a probable cause argument. if
Okay,
I may.
yes, you may.
One of the elements of resisting an officer without violence is that you have to know that you're being detained. It's unclear from this arrest form. This is a busy street, Lincoln Road. It's unclear how far away the officer was when he supposedly yelled and told him to stop. There's a lot of people crossing this area, and it's not clear from this arrest form that Mr. Elozua knew that the officer was asking him to stop, and that's why I don't believe that there's probable cause for this charge. Finally, when he does reach up to him, it seems he had to sprint towards him, so presumably he was far away. He then grabbed his arm, and that's when he fell off the bicycle and stopped. But before that, there's no indication that Mr. Elozua actually heard the officer, knew that he was trying to be stopped or detained. So I would argue there's no probable cause and he should be released outright.
Okay, respectfully, counsel, I'm in receipt of the arrest form. I do see that Officer Garrido, who's the officer, was in full Miami Beach police uniform at the corner of Lincoln Road and Meridian when he observed Mr. Elosua on a bike bound on the north side of the 800 block. And Officer Garrido proceeded to walk towards him, told him to stop, and Mr. Elozua proceeded to ignore him and his lawful order and continued to ride his bicycle. And therefore, the court does find probable cause for the charge of resisting an officer without violence to his person. State, what are you asking for in terms of bond?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting an elevated bond as this defendant has already been adjudicated with a withhold on. Strike that from the record, please, Your Honor. The state would be going for the standard bond of 500.
Okay. The court is going to enter bonds in the amount of $500. All right, next case is Brian McPhee. Mr. McPhee, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right. The court is going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir, for purposes of this hearing. The court has reviewed the arrest form in your case and does find probable cause for your arrest. State, what is your position on bond?
The state would be requesting an elevated bond of 700, the standard being 500. This defendant does have 2 pages worth of convictions as recently as 2023 for felony burglaries. And again in 2022, 2021. As I said, Your Honor, there is a long list.
And Judge, I would be asking for pretrial services in this case. Mr. McPhee does have an address and somebody who can verify that address. He's not a flight risk. This charge is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's nonviolent in nature. He's not a danger to the community. And for those reasons, I'd be asking for PTS.
Okay. The court is going to enter bond in the amount of $700 plus a stay away order from the Home Depot located at 19400 Southwest 106th Avenue in Miami, Florida, 33157. Okay, next case I have is the case of
Guess what, guys? I get to change it up a little bit. El Paso, Texas is also doing first appearances today, so let's spend a little time with them.
What's up, guy? All right, so Mr. Mendoza's here on a charge of criminal trespass with a $1,000 bond. Permanent attorney is Ms. King. Are you appointed or hired, Ms. King?
I am appointed, Judge.
All right, so Ms. King's been appointed to represent you in this case. She's going to present evidence on behalf, try and convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon, and I'll make my decision. Go ahead, Ms. King.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, Mr. Mendoza is 32 years old. He's born and raised from El Paso, Texas. He completed high school, Parkland High School. Judge, he is, if released, he would actually be residing with his mother, which is Lucy Mendoza. I can provide the court her phone number. And Judge, we're just requesting for a full PR or whatever the court deems fit. Thank you, Judge.
My problem with him is he just went on probation on June 25th on a theft case. You know, Mr. Dixon, tell me a little bit about what happened here.
This is a Black Friday store where he was harassing people.
People that then pretty much, and he had previously been warned on 526.
I mean, this year he's already been convicted of criminal mischief and then 4 criminal trespass cases this year alone.
I know. I mean, so what part you don't get? We don't want you somewhere that you cannot go there.
Yes, sir.
You do not get through your head, sir.
Sometimes I just forget because
Well,
don't.
no. That's not an excuse. You're a grown boy. You're a big boy. I mean, you cannot be forgetting things like that. If they tell you you cannot go somewhere, you cannot go that place, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, against my better judgment. Intensive level supervision PR bond with the following conditions. One, defendant must report to his PR bond officer as instructed. That means you will report when they tell you to report. I'm talking to you.
Oh,
You
yes, sir.
report when they tell you to report, not when you feel like reporting. Two, you cannot be rearrested for any new offenses. You know what's probably going to happen? That your judge in the court where you put on probation may very well issue a warrant for your arrest because you got rearrested for this, but I have no control over that. So
Yes,
you may
sir.
be
Sorry.
coming back to jail for that. Let me see something else real quickly. Yeah. You also cannot go to any Black Friday store in El Paso County, Texas.
Okay.
Do you understand? Get that through your head, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Lopez, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have a phone number where we can contact you?
Yes, 915. 9.
And do you have an email address?
No, ma'am.
And do you have a phone number for a friend or relative?
No, ma'am.
And then where's the address where you'll be living with your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What's that address?
955.
Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Did he say he had a phone or he does not have a phone?
I
Yeah,
do.
he has a phone, Judge.
Okay, all right. All right, okay, right now, officer, let me do, you only have one from the annex. Let me do him right now, please. That's gonna be Mr. Minhares.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
So, Michael, while they were talking, I looked it up. Black Fridays is a discount store in the greater El Paso area. It looks like they have 3 locations, one on the north end, one on the northwest, and one on the east. I've been through El Paso many times, never seen it, but they're not exactly, it looks like right on the... Well, I take that back. 2 of them are right on the highway. I guess I just didn't get off at those exits. But yeah, that's what that is.
Minhares is here on 2 matters, okay? He's here on a PR bond revocation of a charge of criminal trespass. He was scheduled to appear for a court hearing on 5/19 of this year. He didn't appear. And then looks like, while out on this PR bond, he picked up a new charge of possession of controlled substance. This morning, well, your permanent attorney is Tom Hughes, but for purposes of this hearing, you will be represented by Mr. Morales from the Public Defender's Office. He's going to present evidence on your behalf to try and convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor. Then I'll make my decision. What's going on?
I'm deaf out of my left ear. I can't hear the background. There's a lot of noise back there.
Officer,
Yes, Your Honor.
what can we do so you can hear better? Can you get him closer to the laptop?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm also turning up the volume for him.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you're here on 2 cases. You were out on PR bond on a charge of criminal trespass. You didn't appear in court when you're supposed to appear in court in May. So your judge revoked your PR bond, and that's why you're here. But then while you're out on that PR bond, it looks like you picked up a new charge of possession of controlled substance, a felony charge. And then, we're here for a bond reduction hearing. Your permanent attorney is Tom Hughes, but for purposes of this bond reduction hearing, you will be represented by Mr. Morales from the Public Defender's Office. He's going to try to convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon. Then I'll make my decision. Go ahead, Mr. Morales.
You know, Judge, if I can just have a minute, I'm having some difficulty.
Oh yeah, you guys always have problems with your spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's kind of. Give me just a minute, Judge. I'm
No,
on
no.
with my
Do
people.
what you need to do, okay?
Give me just one moment.
No problem.
Yeah, Dims was pretty busy last night.
Yeah, well, 4th of July, and we have a pretty rocking docket today, and I think whoever's got it tomorrow is probably gonna be pretty busy too, because yesterday we were definitely busy. It was busy in this place yesterday. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you know, they had all these late additions,
Yeah.
because so I didn't get any of this until after work.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, we started with 31. We're down to, we're down to 28 because 3 bonded out.
Mm.
It's Hampton, Montes, and Rivera. And then I need to ask Mr. Morales in a little while, see if he wants to go into, if they have problems in other courts with high bonds, you know, so.
You said Hampton, Montes, and Rivera?
Yes, sir. But then I need to find out if he wants to go on Minton and on Skyler, because they have problems in district courts with high bonds and that I cannot hear down here. But I'll ask him, after we're done with this bond hearing, I'll ask him.
What is the possession?
It's a controlled substance penalty group 2. My guess is probably THC. Is that what it is, Mr. Dixon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't know. I buy them at the Circle K's and all
No,
that.
no. Don't talk about any of that case. Your attorney's going to tell you not to do that, sir. The only person you talk about what happened here is your attorney, sir. Okay?
Thank
All
you, sir.
all I can tell you is this. They sell THC all over the place in New Mexico, but it's illegal in Texas. No matter what they tell you in any other state, it's illegal in Texas. Don't say anything else.
10-4.
Rivera got out before they changed it to a felony
Yeah, lucky him.
because he has a prior AFV.
Yeah, but see, a lot of times when they present the warrants, officers are not on top, you know. So a lot of times what I just tell them is, let the prosecutor deal with it. And sometimes when I get them like that, if it's shipping a felony, I just put a felony bond, you know, and then figure you guys will change it later on once it gets to
Yeah, he is. In fact, he's on deferred for a felony AFV right now.
Wonderful. Bench warrant coming on the pike, I guess. Okay.
All right, Judge, I'm rocking and rolling.
All righty. All right. So like we were talking, this is Mr. Montes. He's here on a PR rebel on a.
Ray Montes, got him.
I'm sorry. He's here in a PR rebel on a criminal trespass because he failed to appear on 519 for a pretrial. And then he picked up a new charge of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 2. Mr. Dixon, which is telling us is some THC. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And Judge, this is Hector Victor Minjares.
Yeah, Mrs. Minjares, yes.
Hector.
Mrs. Minjares
They're like, this guy too slow. Judge, and this one, I've got Mr. Minjares as a 48-year-old United States citizen. That's the basic information that we had. And it looks like we did not have a chance to interview him for today's PR bond
If you want to
hearing.
ask him some basic questions, go ahead, Mr. Morales.
If I may, Judge. Mr. Minjares, can you?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir, I'm here with the El Paso County Public Defender's Office, and the judge made it clear that we're representing you today in the bond hearing. Mr. Minjares, if the court were to release you on a reduced bond or even a PR bond, do you have an address that you would live at, sir?
I paid rent the same day that I got arrested.
And what is the address there, sir?
I have no idea. I was just renting a room. I had just moved from a bad situation where I was at, and then I didn't know I was moving into a worse situation. But I get Social Security, so, you know,
Now that is an issue for the court. I mean, the judge is unlikely to release you if we can't get you with an address there, Mr. Minhades. Would you be interested in, can we set you up at maybe the rescue mission or the opportunity center? Would that be a possibility?
yes, sir.
Well, and Judge,
Because in the first place, what I was gonna do, if I lost my money for the rent that I paid for that one day, I was gonna talk to EHN to help me through a program that they have that, you know. So I'd be in the right place through going through.
understood there. What kind of mental health issues have you been diagnosed with, Mr. Minhades?
I got chronic PTSD, schizoaffective, bipolar, manic depressive.
Do you have any other family here in El Paso, Mr. Minhades?
Yeah, but I don't really keep in touch with them.
Because what the judge is looking for here is, if we can't get a hold of you, if the court can't get a hold of you, they're looking for someone that they can contact who might have some information on where you are, so we can make sure that you show up for all your court dates.
Sandra Gomez, she used to be my caseworker. That's where I moved out of her. I don't know if she would do me the favor.
That counts as a contact.
Huh?
Family or friend or anybody who can use as a contact. Who's that person?
Any
And I was
contact?
do you have a phone number for Miss Gomez, Mr. Minhades?
Yes, sir.
And what is that?
915-256-9809.
And that is Miss Sandra Gomez. And you said rescue mission sounds like a good play for you, since you don't know the address of the room that you rented.
Well, it's where I got arrested.
Oh, that's where you got arrested, was at the rescue mission.
No, at where I paid the rent. All my stuff stayed in the parking lot. I didn't know where I was at. They raided the house. And all my stuff stayed right there, my dog, everything.
Are you, so you're not currently working? You said you're receiving Social Security benefits?
Yes, sir, and that lady, Sandra Gomez, she's my payee, so she would be the best person to get a hold of me through, because she's the one that would she handles all my finances, so.
Understood. Judge, I won't belabor this issue any longer with Mr. Minhades. I apologize that we couldn't get through with the jail to him to get him interviewed prior to today's hearing, Judge.
I just want to note though, he was on PR, Ms. Lopez, why don't you tell me about his PR bond performance?
Yes, Judge, he was compliant with reporting and we did notify him of his court and we left a voicemail as well. I believe it was on May 14th.
So,
Yes, we left him a voicemail, but we never got a call back for him.
all right, so do you have a risk? So how come you didn't go to court when you're supposed to go to court?
Didn't get no calls, nothing. I broke my phone and I kept.
Sir, you are responsible for staying on top of those things. If you practice, you break your phone. That's not an excuse, sir, okay?
Sir,
That's the only way.
but
Sir, do not interrupt me. That's the only way they can get a hold of you. That's the only way they can get a hold of you. They can get a hold of you. You don't show up for court. That's why you're in jail right now.
my mom left voicemails. Sandra Gomez left voicemails. The person that I'm asking, they left voicemails they left their numbers. My mom had them on contacts. That lady held them. And
Again, we're going off the numbers that you gave us when you get the PR bond. We're not mind readers as to who are your contacts, sir. We go off what information that you gave us. Okay?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Dixon, just tell me what's the deal with your THC? How did the arrest come out? I know it's THC,
He was there and they frisked him and got the vape pen.
Oh, I gave it to him.
No. Do not talk about the facts. Of course, you also had a condition: commit no new offenses while this case is pending. And here we are with a new offense. That's a condition of your bond, sir. Did you hear what I said? I said you as part of your PR bond conditions, you also had a condition.
I'm probably glad the audio wasn't working on that one, Judge.
Yeah. All right. You also had a condition on your PR bonds that you were not to be rearrested for any new offenses, and here you are arrested for a new offense. I mean, how do you explain that? Do not say it. I'm just being rhetorical in here. No, is he not hearing or is he selectively not hearing? That's my question here. All right.
Aaron,
Okay,
will
I
you
could
turn
hear
it
you
down
now.
for me?
Sorry?
I could hear now. They whatever was making noise.
Okay. You also had a condition as part of your PR bonds that you cannot be rearrested for any new offenses. And here you are, new offense, felony offense. I mean,
Okay,
what part of that you did not understand? Don't say anything else. I'm just being rhetorical here, okay? In this particular case, normally I do not do this, but it's going to be full PR bond under intensive level supervision. So listen very carefully, sir, because I'm not playing games with you here, okay? I'm not going to hear, oh, my phone broke, therefore I didn't go to court. You are responsible for
This
PR bond to be able to get a hold of you, because they don't. You come back in front of me
Turn it
again,
on.
you're not getting out.
This
Condition
one
number
on right
one, he
here.
must report to his PR bond officer as instructed. That means you will report on the day they tell you to report, not when you feel like reporting. Condition number two, you cannot, get this through your head, you cannot be rearrested for any new offenses. In conjunction with that, you're not allowed to possess any illegal drugs or alcohol. And when you report, they're going to be testing you in person to make sure you're not using. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, Lopez is going to ask you some questions right now. Make sure you give it accurate contact information. Go ahead, Ms. Lopez. I'm not going to put rescue mission or anything like that. I'll leave it up to him as long as we have a good phone number where we can reach him. Go ahead, Ms. Lopez.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, well, he gets that information. I gotta say, I kind of really like this guy. He's fun and he's funny, so maybe we need to visit that on a more regular basis. So as I'm glancing through what's available to us, there's some dude who's currently traveling across, I think, northern Arizona. It looks like he's on the 40. Yeah, that is the 40 up there, right? Yeah, the 40. Who is just live streaming from out the windshield of his semi. It's just amazing what there is on YouTube. There's always something. And speaking of always something, there's a third place we can go that has popped up. Let's go to Clayton County, Georgia. Appears there was crime there last night.
Thank you, sir.
Please note that this is a scam and no such program exists from the jail. Finally, I'm about to read to you the oath. If you understand and swear to this, please respond, I do. Everyone, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information that you're about to give to this court, as well as any information provided on your application for court-appointed counsel, is true and correct? If so, say I do. All right, you may put your hands down.
All right, Your Honor, we're gonna bring out the mental health first. Who's the first, who's the first? Which one to go? Who's the first? First one to go. Whoever's on the first. Okay, no, place forward, crazy. No, wrong. No, split. That lock, what cell is in? Lock. Whoever she called out. Lock is ready. That's what we do. Is that the one that was the? Yeah. 11 first. You did 11 already, go to 11. You 12, go to 12. Don't be responsible after none of that. Whatever you want at first. No, whatever you want at first. No, I thought I guess.
Yeah. All right. What's your, good morning or good afternoon? What's your name?
Imani Lot.
Imani Lot.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond is $1,000. Disorderly conduct, your bond is $1,500. Obstruction of an officer, your bond is $2,000. And simple battery on a police officer, your bond is $2,000. The total amount or $3,000. The total amount of your bond is $7,500, okay? Your bond has special conditions that you not return to McDonald's on Riverdale Road while this case is pending. Do you understand? All right. Do you have a job?
Do I have a job?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I work at PetSmart.
All right. How much do you make per month?
I make $12 an hour, so I would say roughly around. So I would say roughly around. Maybe I work part-time as well. So I would say roughly around 4,000. My dad will probably be the one bonding me out.
If you would like an attorney, you would have to hire your own attorney, okay? You don't qualify for a public defender, okay? All right, I wish you all the best, okay?
What's this? Lawrence. These are the add-on sheet. The add-on sheet. Oh, you wrote it on yesterday. That's all you better than me. You look good, dude. You're a great guy. That thing, go up. Let's do this time.
All right, say that one.
Go up. His name, Ronald. Ronald.
What's this? Ronald? Okay. All right.
Ronald Lawrence.
Ronald Lawrence, got it.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Shh. Me too.
Charged with loitering, Mr. Lawrence. Your case has been dismissed at this time, okay? And you'll be released later today, okay?
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you. Hey, you that shit. They need to work. Oh, they need it? Yeah, we see medical. Yeah, medical, yeah, they need it. I'm gonna try to send all of them together. Yeah, they're keep calling for it. Where's, come on, Smith? Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna do it. We got time.
What's your name?
Wait, Vassia Smith.
Let's stop.
You've been charged with battery family violence. Your bond is $3,500. Do you understand?
No, man. It's
Okay.
I hear you right now. $3,500. I can hear from them. Go ahead, Jan.
Okay. Your bond has special conditions that you not have any contact with the victim in this case and that you not return to 1286 East Fayetteville Road in Riverdale, Georgia. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have a job?
I get VA compensation,
All right, I will.
and I'm a student as well.
All right. I will appoint you a public defender. Your next court date, if you don't bond out, is August 5th, okay? Do you understand?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, I wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you.
You gotta go back to them. Yeah, we'll take whenever everybody goes. 75. What about?
Vamos in the front. No sabes decir, okay? We'll take you later.
Yeah, don't forget about that. That's the last four. No, 1 and 4. Huh? 1 and 4. That's all.
Cortez,
You wanna go
last time again?
Tarver.
Speak up.
Cortez Tarver.
Okay, gotcha. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no.
All of that.
Don't worry about it. So when she come out, she gonna wrap that blanket around. Y'all gonna escort her back to where the hell she came from, or back to the intake.
Yeah.
We can't do court.
No.
No cuffs. We're not, hey, listen, we're not touching. All verbal commands. No touching. No court offense. Turn the screen. And see, then you should have got. Hold on. Or better, how long she been back? Verbal command. Make sure. I'll be found for it. The blankets. No, you got to come. Stop doing this now. What that mean? Yeah, step back. Mom, they go your way.
Ma'am.
Come on.
Part 15, your bond is $2,000. Loitering, your bond is $2,000. And entering auto, no bond has been set on that charge, okay? So you don't have a bond overall, okay? The next court date, if you don't bond out, is July 30th. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you make per month?
Like 1,700.
1,700. Okay, I will appoint you a public defender, okay?
Yes, ma'am. You said I don't have a bond for.
No, you don't have a bond overall, okay? Right? Okay, I wish you all the best, okay?
Back to your house and then we'll do it. Go back to all the units. Let me get that feed.
I meant not Target. You heard all that shit there.
Michael, I'm pretty sure in Clayton County that that littering is a no bond hold, so 2,000 for loitering. That about makes sense. Let's go back to our friend in El Paso. I think that was more fun, personally. You can tell me if you disagree.
Going to present evidence on your behalf to try and convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, then I'll make my decision. Go ahead, Mr. Morales.
Good afternoon, or good morning, Mr. Lopez. Judge, this is another one that we did not have a chance to talk to prior, so if we can do this by question.
Brief questions, yes.
I'll see if I can get through this one a little quicker than the last one, Judge.
Go ahead.
Mr. Gomez, my name is Rafael Morales, Public Defender's Office. Are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. If the court were to see fit to release you on a PR bond, on another PR bond, what would be the address you'd be living at, sir?
670
You've been at that address, sir?
About a year now.
How long have you been in El Paso, sir?
About 9 years now.
Have you got a point of contact, someone you'd want us to get a hold of if we can't get a hold of you? A family
Yes.
or a husband or a wife or something like that? Who you got, Mr.
My
Gomez?
wife,
And what is her name?
Priscilla Ippolito.
And what is her number, sir?
It's 915.
All right. What's the highest level of education that you completed, Mr. Gomez?
12th grade.
Are you working right now, Mr. Gomez?
I actually just got laid off on the day I got arrested.
Do you have any dependent children under the age of 18, sir?
Yes, sir.
How old are they, sir?
I have 2 children, 2 baby girls. They're 4, and then one's about to be 2 in August.
And where were you laid off from? Where were you working at?
I was in a electrician tech, signs and lighting.
And there's a question, right? I mean, you're electrician tech. You think you're gonna be able to find a job pretty quickly
Yes,
there,
sir.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Gomez? All right. You said it was signs. What was the name of that employer again?
The place was called Texas Illumination. Illumination.
And no prior military service.
No, sir.
Any mental health issues the court needs to be made aware of?
No, sir.
All right. Are you receiving any kind of benefits, any Social Security, anything like that we need to know about?
No, sir.
With that, Judge, I will turn it over to Mr. Dixon for the, wow.
All right, no, I need to know, Ms. Lopez, what can you tell me about his PR bond performance?
Yes, Judge, he was placed under standard supervision and he's been compliant. And we did remind him of court on November 1st of 2023, as well as October 21st.
So how come you didn't go to court when they tell you you need to go to court, sir?
From what I remember at that time, I was living with my parents, and I believe we had got evicted. So
I mean,
there.
according to PR bond, they give you notice of your court date, sir.
Yes, sir.
There's no excuse for not showing up for court.
Yes, sir.
All right, it's going to be enhanced level supervision PR bond. The following conditions. 1, defendant must report to his PR bond officer as instructed. That means, sir, you will report when they tell you to report, not when you feel like reporting. 2,
Yes, sir.
you cannot be rearrested for any new offenses while this case is pending. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you attend court hearings, because if you come back in front of me again, you're not going to get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Lopez, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have an email address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's Jorge Gomez 01.
And do you have a personal phone number?
Yes, ma'am. It's now.
Thank you, Judge.
Before we go any further, Mr. Morales, I need to ask you about a couple of defendants. So if you want
Yes,
to
sir.
go forward, if you're going to waive in. You want to know if you want to go on Minton, got $101,000 out of the 243rd.
That's on Kayla Minton, Judge. Sounds like she's on probation for something else. Let me check really quickly, Judge.
And then there's another one that then just for you to let me know, okay?
Judge, if we could waive on Minton.
Okay, then I'm just going to put it as waived. Officer,
Yes, sir.
we're waiving on Miss Minton, okay?
Okay.
And I'm checking on another one right now. Scales.
Gale waived.
Yeah, no, I'm talking. Let me see what the public defender's office wants to do. What do you want to do, Mr. Scales? He's got two $20,000 bonds out of the 34th.
Judge, we'll go ahead and waive on Scales as well.
Okay. All right. All right. So I just marked those two as waived. Okay.
Scales. Okay, you're done.
All right. So that was Mr. Scales. Thank you. Yeah, because he's not going anywhere unless he can push the bond. All right. Thank you. Okay, sir. What is your name?
Reginald Cotton.
Last name?
Cotton, Cotton.
Got it. Cotton. Okay. All right. So Mr. Cotton is here on a misdemeanor charge of evading arrest or detention with a $1,000 bond. This is a case out of County Criminal Court Line number 2. Just check my notes in here. Yep, it's another failed to appear in court. Okay, so yeah, we got an issue here. All right. So basically, sir, you're on a PR bond. Your PR bond got revoked because you never reported and you didn't show up for court when you're supposed to show up for court. Your permanent attorney is a public defender's office this morning. Mr. Morales is going to try to convince me to perhaps reduce your bond. I don't know if what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon, and I'll make my decision. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Judge. On this one, on Mr. Cotton, I've got Mr. Cotton as a 24-year-old male. I've got an address for him at 4908 Texas. What else do I have on Mr. Cotton? Let's see. Mr. Cotton, are you currently working, sir? And if so, where at?
No, I'm not currently working. I had a job about a month ago.
Understood. And Mr. Cotton, is that 4908 Caddo Lane address for you?
Yeah, that's the current address.
How long have you been at that location, sir?
Not recently. I'm homeless, but over the last 10 years, I will go in and out.
What's the phone number where they can reach you, Mr. Cotton? Because if we're having trouble getting you in the court, that's why you're here today, sir. So have you got a phone number, or how's the court get a hold of you?
I don't have a phone number. I could use like a parent. That's probably it.
Judge, do you show anything other than the evading arrest? Is that the misdemeanor?
No. The problem is this. He just completely blew off PR bonds since he got released last time. He never reported that he was supposed to report, and then he didn't go to court when he was supposed to go to court. So, I mean, I'm concerned about that. No, I don't show any other criminal history. Do you, Mr. Dixon?
To be honest, Your Honor, I didn't even look at it just because all I was concerned about was the FTA.
No, he's clean. He's clean. The only thing he's pending is this case. Don't worry about it, Mr. Dixon.
And you're right, Judge. We do have several of these today. I mean, this would have been one of the old jail pleas. I would have tried to get this one done. I don't even know if we do those anymore, Judge.
But probably can go to Judge Gonzalez and probably get a time for deal or something like that, But no, right now I'm not inclined to grant it right now, Mr. Morales. Okay, see, you guys can go see Judge Gonzalez, or else get your social workers. Perhaps you guys come up with a good safety plan. We might reconsider it down here, but for right now, it's denied. Okay, thank you.
Understood, Judge.
Prior non-compliance, reason for denial. Thank you. Next.
That's it. This is Grajeda.
Okay, yeah, I understand. All right, I believe this is a domestic violence case, if I recall correctly from the booking shot. Let's see. So Mr. Grajeda is here on a charge of assault against a family member with a $2,500 bond. Okay.
Mande, dígame otra vez, por favor.
¿Habla inglés? ¿Habla inglés o no habla inglés?
No.
Bueno, mire, ahora es día de fiesta aquí, no tengo intérprete disponible, ¿ok?
Ok.
Es una audiencia donde esta corte va a poder considerar a lo mejor rebajarle la fianza, pero va a ser conducida en inglés. Si usted quiere que tenga un intérprete, tengo que cambiar para otro día porque no tengo intérprete disponible.
No, está bien, yo entiendo algo de inglés. Está bien.
Bueno, si algo que no entiende, o después yo le explico lo que pasó, ¿ok? Okay, so basically he doesn't speak English, but he said he more or less understands a little bit, so. Usted está aquí porque está siendo acusado de haber agredido a un miembro de su familia o a alguien en su casa, señor, ¿ok? Tiene una fianza de $2,500. Su abogado permanente es la oficina del defensor público. El señor Morales de esa oficina es el que lo va a representar. Él me va a tratar de convencer de que le rebaje la fianza o a lo mejor lo deja salir bajo su propia palabra. No sé, después de... Voy a escuchar lo que él me diga, después voy a escuchar lo que me diga el procurador Dixon. All right, Mr. Morales, go ahead.
And Judge, what is this gentleman's, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Grajeda.
Let me see.
Ramón Grajeda.
There it is. Judge, you know what? It looks like the interview previously with Mr. Grajeda, born in 1958. Señor Grajeda, ¿de qué país es usted ciudadano? ¿De los Estados Unidos o México?
Tengo las dos ciudadanías. Nací en México, pero y ahora soy ciudadano americano.
He was born in Mexico, but he has both Mexican and U.S. citizenship.
¿Cuál es tu dirección en los Estados Unidos, señor Grajeda?
Es 5620 Joe Pérez.
Because Judge, I had some information here before that he was going to have to go to one of the shelters. I'm not sure where we got that information from.
I suspect that's probably where the complainant lives,
That's what I was going to say on that one, Judge. Let's see what we have here.
Let me ask him a question. ¿Tiene otros miembros de su familia que viven aquí en El Paso?
Sí.
Ok. ¿Quién más vive aquí en El Paso de su familia, señor?
O mi hermana, mi hijo.
Okay. Basically, ask him if he's had any family members. His sister and his son live here in El Paso. Okay. Continue, Mr. Morales.
¿Qué clase de trabajo hace usted?
Yo era carpintero, pero ya estoy deshabilitado. I'm
He
disabled.
was a carpenter, and he's under disability.
So it sounds like, Judge, we have that address, and of course we've got the assault, family violence, and he does have some significant ties here to the community. Looks like it was the misdemeanor assault, family violence. I guess Mr. Dixon will let us know if there's any previous history, Judge. I'd hope for. I guess you can't give a full PR bond on this one because of the nature of the offense, but
No, it's
okay.
a misdemeanor assault, family violence.
There we go.
He's not on bond on another one right now, so we're good. I can give it if I wanted to, okay?
I hope the court would consider that, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Dixon, I just showed a misdemeanor assault back in 95 and now 2006 DWI. Anything else?
He had a theft in 92 as well.
Okay, not to be considered. Basically, who's the complainant? Who is the complainant? It's the ex-wife, I think,
Ex-wife.
Yeah. Apparently, they're on and off. Okay, they're living together. They get into an argument about house duties, and then pretty much pushes her on the face, catches her glass to go off, and gives her a little scratch on the face. Okay. O sea, las alegaciones que usted tuvo una discusión con su ex esposa mientras estaban hablando de quién iba a hacer lo que iba a hacer en la casa, le empujó en la cara, le jaló los lentes y le dio una marca en la cara, causándole dolor. No diga nada de lo que pasó, señor, eso nomás son las alegaciones, ¿ok? Si lo dejo salir, señor, ¿dónde ella vive ahí?
She lives in Joe Perez.
Ella
Okay.
vive.
It's her house.
Ok. Señor, si lo dejo salir, usted no puede regresar a esa dirección, ¿ok?
No.
Tiene que ir a otro lugar, ¿ok? Entonces, nos vamos a salir bajo palabra con las siguientes condiciones, ¿ok? Escuche atentamente porque si usted viola cualquiera de estas condiciones, le revocamos la fianza y lo metemos a la cárcel con una fianza más alta. It's going to be PR under standard level supervision, ¿ok? Primera condición va a ser que usted se tiene que, it's going to be enhanced, I'm sorry. Se tiene que reportar con su oficial de supervisión en el día cuando le digan que se tenga que reportar, no cuando usted le den ganas de reportarse, ¿ok? Condición número 2, está prohibido de cometer nuevos crímenes o delitos mientras este caso esté pendiente. Y usted tampoco puede tener ningún contacto. What is her name, Mr. Dixon?
I'm gonna have to look it up. It's not in the
Complaint.
affidavit, but I have it. I'm sure.
Ok. Usted no puede tener ningún contacto con ella mientras este caso esté pendiente. Y esa orden de no contacto es entre usted y yo, entre usted y la corte. Ella no tiene nada que decir al respecto. Si usted quiere que esta condición se cambie o se quite, tiene que regresar a corte con su abogado para presentar una petición para pedir que se quite esa condición. Después escuchamos lo que los dos lados tengan que decir y después la corte determinará si se quita o no se quita. Pero hasta que eso no pase, usted no puede tener ningún contacto con ella. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Un momento, por favor, ahorita nomás. In the meantime, get his information, Ms. Lopez, and then we'll get Mr. Dixon gets that.
Okay.
I'll translate for you, Ms. Lopez, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have a phone number for a friend or relative?
¿Tiene un número de teléfono de un amigo familiar que podamos usar?
No me sé de memoria ni uno.
Okay, he doesn't remember by memory. Ahorita le digo cómo arreglamos eso.
And a personal phone number.
¿Tiene número personal de usted?
Es 915.
915 908.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Mira, lo que
One
ha pasado es
second,
lo
Your
siguiente.
Honor. The reason is this is one of those late add-ons,
Okay, okay.
but I got it. I'm just pulling it up on Portal and I'll tell you what it is.
Let me keep talking to him a little bit. Entonces, mire, lo que va a pasar es lo siguiente, señor. Lo van a soltar el día de hoy. Antes de que lo suelten, le van a dar un documento que tiene una fecha, un número de teléfono y una hora para que hable, ¿ok? Es muy importante que hable porque va a ser una orientación donde le van a explicar cómo sigue usted las condiciones que le acabo de explicar, ¿ok? Cuando usted les hable, es cuando les puede dar todo el resto de sus números de teléfono para que, donde lo pueden localizar, ¿ok?
I got it, Your Honor. It's
What's the name?
Sandra Lopez Grajeda.
Gracias, señor.
Gracias.
What's your name, sir?
Juan Hernandez.
So Mr. Hernandez is here on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with a $30,000 bond, and then he's also here on a manufactured delivery or controlled substance charge with a $2,500 bond. His primary attorney is the public defender's office. This morning, Mr. Morales from the office is going to represent you. He's going to try to convince me to give you a lower bond. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Mr. Dixon, then I'll make my decision. Go ahead, Mr. Morales.
Good morning, Mr. Hernandez. Rafael Morales, Public Defender's Office. What is your citizenship status, sir?
U.S. citizen.
And then what is the address you would be living at if the court was to see fit to release you?
My mom's house.
What is that address, sir?
11-1. Tenajas, Tenaha.
That over there on the east side, is that like a 3-6?
Yes, it's a 3-6.
I know that one. All right, how long have you been at that address, sir?
Actually, I've been living with my wife, but since we got into it, I mean, I just want to live on the other side of town just to let things cool off and everything, guys. I really apologize for all that too.
No. Don't say anything, sir, that might be incriminating yourself, okay?
Yes, sir.
Get it down, okay? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What is your mother's name and phone number so we can use her as a point of contact for you?
Sandra J. Hernandez. Her number should
Highest level of education that you completed, sir?
high school diploma.
What school did you go to?
Hanks High School.
Hanks Knights, gotcha. Hey, so you mentioned your wife. Are you guys married, separated? What's the deal with that, Mr.
We're married.
Understood. And do you have any children under the age of 18?
Yes, sir.
How old are your kids there, Mr. Hernandez?
My son's 16.
Now, you were living with your wife, you said, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were living with the 16-year-old son?
Yes, sir.
So you'd not been paying child support because you were actually living there, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're going to be at the Tenaha address, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, other than so you've got your mother and you've got your son and your wife. You've got other family here in El Paso, sir?
Yes, I have a brother and 2 sisters.
Hey, where are you working at, sir?
Actually, I got laid off too, guys, and that was I guess the fight, but again, nothing.
No. Let me ask you another question. Any previous military history?
No, sir.
Any mental health diagnoses the court needs to be made aware of?
Yes, sir. I have a severe bipolar depression and anxiety.
Are you receiving any kind of benefits? You getting any Social Security supplemental income, anything like that?
No, sir. I'm under EHN.
Okay. All right, gotcha. Judge, with that, I'll turn it over to you, Judge. It looks like we've got what 30,000 on the ag assault and
2,500 on the Mandel. Mr. Dixon, prior criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor, and it's the state's position that the bond is too low in this case. Since 2020, this defendant has been convicted of 7 felonies, state jail thefts. In this case, he beat the hell out of his wife with his hands, and then he choked her, and then he hit her with a cooking pot, and then after cooking with a cooking pot, he hit her with the Dallas Cowboys football helmet, and then he hit her with a hammer, and then he put a power drill up to her head and told her he was going to kill her. and she has marks all over her body corroborating that.
All right. The Mandel, what's that all about? Is that a sell to an undercover or what?
I don't have any access to
Alright.
that.
All right. All right. No, request for bond, at this point in time, for right now, request for bond action is denied. Nature circumstances of the offense, prior criminal history. Thank you.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Next. What is your name, sir?
Hector Victor Minades.
This is the other Minhades that we have. This is the,
Got it, Judge.
let me see what I do with the PSR sheet, because I've been,
And Your Honor, I don't have any other information other than he failed to appear for court.
yeah, no, we'll deal with that when the time comes.
And Judge, it looks like there were 9 people that we didn't get a chance to talk to
All right,
before.
well, again, we'll just get through them as best as we can, okay?
That's why I apologize,
Hey,
Judge.
no, that's all right. At least you didn't get the one that one of your colleagues, Mr. Herrera, had about a month or two ago, where apparently Mr. Chebre and something happened to his computer and started wiping out all the interviews, you know?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that was one very ugly session, okay?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can get through this one smoother than that one, Judge.
All right, so this is.
Yeah, Mr. Minhades.
This is Hector Minhades. He's here on 2 charges: resisting arrest, sexual transportation, interference with emergency call. Let's see, man. Pretty much he's on a PR bond. He failed to appear in court on 12/19/24. He was for a review hearing, and so Judge Carrasco revoked his bonds, and here we are. Go ahead, Mr. Morales.
Mr. Minhades, I've got you down at 32 years old. Are you a United States citizen? I have that information that suggests that you're a U.S. citizen. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And then, what's the address that you'd be living at if the court were to see fit to release you?
122 South Valencia Drive, trailer 7, I mean, sorry.
How long you been at that address, sir?
About a year.
How long have you been in El Paso?
On and off, 21 years.
Who's the point of contact that you want us to use if we can't get a hold of you on the outside?
My mother's.
And what's her name and phone number, sir?
Olga Vasquez. I don't have her number at this moment or know it by memory.
No problem. What's the highest level of education you completed, Mr. Minhades?
Freshman.
What school did you go to? What high school did you attend, Mr. Vasquez?
Jefferson High School.
All right. Are you single or married right now, sir?
Single.
Any dependent children under the age of 18?
No, sir.
You mentioned that you had your mother here. You have other family members in El Paso as well?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. Minhades?
I'm on the hunt. I had a job interview this week. I missed it.
That's unfortunate. We want to get you back out and working. Prior military service, sir?
No, sir.
Mental health diagnosis is the court needs to know about?
Previously, 12 years ago, I was diagnosed, yes.
What were you diagnosed with, sir?
Paranoia, schizophrenia, depression, bipolar.
Are you receiving any kind of benefits, any services, EHN, Social Security, supplemental income, anything like that?
No, sir.
With that, Judge, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Mr. Dixon, prior criminal history?
Honestly, again, just because it failed to appear, I didn't do it. They're 2 misdemeanors.
No, it just has the pending cases. Looks like that's all it is. And he's got he's got these cases. All right. Ms. Lopez, what can you tell me about his PR bond performance?
Yes, Judge, he was placed under administrative, and we did remind him of court on December 16th and December 5th via phone.
And so how come you didn't show up for court when you're supposed to show up for court?
I was on top of it.
Sorry?
I was on top of it. I'm not responsible, or I was trying to be responsible for a mailbox key that I try to be on top of. But since I don't take control of that, since I don't
Why
take
didn't you show up?
I got the letter late because I don't have access to a mailbox. I don't have access to a key that I've been demanding to have access to.
But they called you and left you a message.
I didn't get one,
Said.
sir.
Oh, no. Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
My phone number changed.
And did you tell the PR1 officer your phone number had changed?
No.
You're responsible for doing that. I mean, you're a big boy. You don't need your mama holding your hand to call them for your behalf to see if they're gonna let you out or not, you know.
Yes, sir.
Intensive level supervision PR bond with the following conditions. So listen very carefully, sir, because this is your last shot. You screw it up this time. You come back in front of me. Don't even bother. Okay?
Yes, sir.
One, you must report to PR1 officer as instructed. That means you will report on the day they tell you to report. Now, when you fill out report, and they better have good contact information to reach you, sir. Okay? Two, you cannot be re-arrested for any new offenses while this case is pending. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Ms. Lopez?
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have a personal phone number?
915.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Next.
All right, friends. I think we'll call it a day there. I hope you all had fun with this impromptu July 4th stream. I want to try to do some more surprise off the wall things from time to time. Just, something different. I wasn't sure we were going to have anything to show today, but it turns out there were 3 different courts to look at, so it was kind of fun. But yeah, go have yourselves a safe and fun 4th of July. I don't know if I'll be back anymore this weekend, but we'll see what happens. But you all know that you'll find me Monday right here, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, a half an hour early for channel members and all that happy stuff. So go have fun with your holiday. Take care. God bless.